Hey guys, Killaks here, the #1 Virgin collector in North America. Legion Remix has 1,544 raid appearance sources that will be deleted from existence the moment this event ends. If you care about collecting even slightly, this is the most important farm you'll ever do your entire WoW career as a collector. Today we're breaking down the Legion Remix raid conversion farm. One of the most broken collection tricks Blizzard has ever accidentally introduced in the game. Almost nobody knows about it, and the people who do can walk out a Remix with over 1,000 free Source IDs. Here's the key. Legion Remix contains raid-only armor type specific loot that cannot be bought with bronze, cannot come from caches or chests, and cannot be acquired anywhere else. If you don't farm these raids now, these appearances are gone forever once the event ends. And here's the insane part. If you transfer a Remix character to retail with any raid items inside your bank or your bags, Blizzard automatically gives you all 4 raid difficulties for that item. This is LFR, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic difficulty, even if you never ran LFR in your life. You loot one item in Remix and you get 4 sources in retail instantly. Instead of 1 source ID, you're getting 4. 3 of them are literally free. This is not an exploit, it's just a ridiculous oversight that could get fixed at any moment. Collectors who skip this will lose hundreds of appearances permanently because you cannot get LFR appearances in Legion Remix. This is the only way to get the LFR appearances. This guide covers everything: how conversion works, what transfers, what doesn't, how to store items, how to route your characters, how to multi-box efficiently, and how to extract every possible source ID before Remix shuts down and ends. Legion Remix is already the fastest transmog farm in WoW's history, even much faster than the Collector's Bounty. And this method makes it even more insane. This is a long and extremely detailed guide, but it's long because everything here matters. Use the timestamps if you need to skip around, but I highly recommend watching the full breakdown so you don't miss anything. As always, watch me live at twitch.tv/KillaksTV and join the Doodoo Farmers Discord. Alright, let's get it. A lot of players think that they can finish Legion Remix Transmog just by buying ensembles with bronze. This is completely wrong. While ensembles unlock a huge chunk of appearances, they do not unlock everything. There are over 1,000 items in Legion Remix that are unique raid drops, 1,544 to be exact. Some of them are acquired from the ensembles, but most of them are directly tied to the 5 Legion raids and locked to their specific armor type. These pieces must be farmed on that specific armor type. You cannot buy them, and you cannot get them from chests or caches, and once the Remix ends, they are gone forever. These raid drops are the entire focus of this guide. Another major misconception is LFR source farming. You cannot get LFR appearances from Legion Remix. LFR versions of raid appearances do not drop in any form of content while in Legion Remix. The only way to actually unlock the LFR source ID for these items is through this conversion trick covered in this guide. When you transfer a Remix character to retail with raid gear inside your bags or bank, the system automatically grants you LFR, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic for that appearance. If you skip this, you will never unlock the LFR version of these transmogs. You can still get Normal, Heroic, and Mythic versions by farming the raids traditionally inside Remix, but you will need to farm each difficulty separately, and that takes significantly longer. The conversion method is the only way to actually add the LFR source to your collection on your entire account, and it makes completing all sources drastically faster. Understanding the differences between appearances, sources, item IDs, and shared visuals and shared appearances is essential if you want to maximize your collection efficiency, especially in events like Remix, and even retail. Most players only understand Transmog on the surface. Top collectors know that there are actually 2 completely different systems at work here. Number 1 is Transmog ID farming. Number 2 is Transmog source farming. These 2 concepts overlap, but they are not quite the same. This part of the system is strictly about unlocking visual appearances. When multiple items share the same look, unlocking any one of them unlocks the entire appearance on your entire account. An appearance ID is just the visual model itself. The game only cares about the look, not the difficulty, and not the specific version of the actual item. This is what most players think when they hear Transmog. Legion Remix is insanely strong for this because a single remix drop can unlock multiple shared appearances across different difficulties. This is the main way that you boost your total appearance count. We won't go too deep into ensembles here, but Remix is the best event that has ever existed for farming appearances specifically. For example, buying a plate ensemble on a paladin doesn't just unlock the paladin only transmog. It unlocks every plate appearance included in the ensemble across the entire armor type and every single plate class transmog in that ensemble. One ensemble can easily unlock 50 to 100 appearances IDs instantly. Even better, many ensembles also grant multiple source IDs. A single ensemble item can unlock 10 or more different sources for appearances depending on how many versions of that model exist in the game. This part of the system is about unlocking every single individual version of an item and an appearance. Each item in the game has its own source ID, and many different types of content can drop items that share the same exact visual model. Because of this, a source is not always tied to difficulty. LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic almost always count as 4 separate sources. Open world items, time walking, vendor recolor items, dungeon version items, all of these are unique sources as well in almost 9 out of 10 cases. This is the type of farming players do when they want to 100% complete everything in all the things, aka ATT. Make sure to check out my ATT guide if you're new to collecting and to learn how to optimally use this add-on. A simple example is Time Walking Transmog. Legacy Black Temple, for example, and Time Walking Black Temple may drop weapons with the same exact appearance. They look identical, but the game treats them as completely different items. Scenario number 1, if Illidan drops a weapon in Legacy Black Temple and you learn it, that's one source. Scenario number 2, if Illidan drops the same exact weapon you looted from Legacy Illidan during Time Walking, that's another source ID. They look identical, but they are separate items for collecting rankings. Getting both counts as a +2 towards your total source completion. If you're a transmog farming fanatic, make sure you check out my Quantum Farm guide on YouTube. That method lets you earn hundreds of unobtainable items from past expansions that most players have no idea still exist. The simple differences between these two are that, number 1, Transmog ID just equals the appearance itself. And number 2, Transmog source just equals every version of that appearance. One item could have one Transmog ID, however, it could have as many as 15 Transmog source IDs, meaning it shares the same exact visual look as 14 other items from completely different sources in the game, but acquiring all 15 of these items are a +15 on your rankings for Transmog collecting. In this section, I will go over every single rule, guideline, tip, and trick that I can think of when it comes to this topic. This section is very long, but it has a ton of information that is very useful and essential to know if you're doing this grind. Or if you're even just an avid transmog farmer in retail. This is good stuff to know. Number 1, to unlock an appearance in retail, the item must physically exist at the moment of transfer. It cannot be equipped. It must be inside your bags or inside your bank during the conversion. Mailbox works too apparently, but I have not tested this myself, so take that with a grain of doo-doo. You can use the Blizzard item restore to recover scrapped or vendored items. Items that cost bronze can be restored instantly. Items that cost artifactium sands or infinite power cannot be restored, with one exception. It is possible to farm infinite power items from wares in Taurus open world. These items have names which all start with the words Memento of Epoch. They can be common, uncommon, or rare quality. The infinite power items drop directly into your bags. If you don't use them, they can act as currency for restoring an item that was scrapped in the same exact power item you received when you scrapped it. So if you want to restore an item that's scrapped into only infinite power, for example, you can try your luck farming in Taurus rares till you get the exact item you need. Note that there are multiple infinite power items, so this may take a while, but it's an option. Unfortunately, items that also scrapped into Artifactium Sand will not be able to be restored by this method. You can use this towards the end of your grind to fill in the missing items that you still need, if you need more. Number 3, do not delete, scrap, or vendor any raid armor drops. Only raid specific drops for your armor type matter for this system. These are the items that unlock all 4 raid difficulty appearances. Number 4, non-raid items never matter for conversion. Questing gear, random world drops, green quality items, gear that comes out of the reward box, blue quality items, or daily quests at the end of the Infinite Bazaar. Anything not on the raid loot table does not work when transferred. Scrap, vendor, or ignore all of these. Number 5, any character below level 80 that can enter the raid gets 1 piece of loot per boss, per difficulty, guaranteed. Number 6, stay under level 80 as long as possible, except for in Taurus, which requires level 80 to enter. Legion Remix XP is extremely fast, so staying under level 80 is difficult without a trick. Use the death trick to avoid experience. Die and stay dead the entire raid run. Dead characters gain 0 experience. However, be careful when checking your mailbox because some bosses send you XP tokens and clicking them will instantly level you or give you experience. Number 7. Multi-account farming is the strongest method but not required. Characters under level 80 with guaranteed drops scale extremely well with multiple accounts. Single account players can still complete everything, it just takes much longer. Doing this grind on 5 accounts compared to doing it on 1 account is obviously faster. Just make sure your accounts are linked under the same battle.net. If this is confusing to you, check out my multiboxing guide down in the description. Number 8. Motes of a Broken Time are extremely valuable. If you're level 80, you have access to these. 10 motes convert into a random raid item from every single Legion raid except Trial of Valor. Since you only need 1 version of each appearance, motes are perfect for filling in the gaps. Number 9. Loot is automatically mailed to you after any load screen or if a boss despawns, even if you never tagged the boss or moved from the entrance of the raid. The only exception are Guarm and Helia in Trial of Valor. For Guarm, you need to be zoned into the portal into the area of the raid with the last 2 bosses. Alternatively, you can jump off a bridge at the beginning of the instance and your corpse will be in range of the loot. For Helia, you need to be inside or very close to the edge of the encounter area to be eligible for loot. The only exception are Bronze and sometimes Infinite Power. These sometimes get mailed to you. Number 10. This mail system is why multi-account setups are extremely strong and efficient. Your alts can zone in, stay AFK, and still receive all of the loot in their mailbox. Number 11. Constantly manage your backspace. You are looting an absurd amount of items during these grinds. Scrap green and blue quality items, non-raid gear, necklaces, rings, and trinkets that you don't need whenever your bags get full. Only keep raid-specific drops. Number 12. If you want, you can constantly check in with the Turnus to turn in and pick up new infinite research dailies. Personally, I rarely did this, but it could help speed the process if you are level 80 on the characters that you're farming on for motes and things like that. Legion Remix characters can be transferred into retail at any time. This is the foundation of the entire farming system. So it's important to understand exactly what does and does not convert during the process. You must first filter your character list to be correct on the selection of the realm of the character before transferring. If your remix character is on Tichondrius, you need to switch your realm filter to Tichondrius specifically, or the transfer button will be grayed out. Many players miss this step and think that this entire feature is broken. But if you do it properly, the conversion standard from Time Runner to Standard will be there and it will be eligible for you to transfer the character over. Completionists should keep at least 1 character of each class in Legion Remix until the event ends entirely. This protects you in case Blizzard ever adds anything later down the line or requires class-specific actions to earn something. I personally keep all 12 classes in Remix and do not transfer them under any circumstance until the event is completely over. Always use your fresh alts for conversion or farming, and preserve your full class lineup just in case something comes up later that you might need on an actual specific class. Let's talk about the multiboxing method. This is the core of the system. If executed correctly, you can extract over 1,000 Transmog IDs in Legion Mimic significantly faster than the one account method. Step number 1 is to prepare a strong main character. So in this case, it's my Paladin. Your main remix character should be as powerful as possible. This character is responsible for carrying every single alt through every single raid. To power up your main, simply just run daily Mythic Raid World Tours. Clear every single raid, every single day on Mythic difficulty, and Heroic if you have time. This provides up to 50 ranks of Limits Unbound per day from Mythic alone. Over time, you will be able to solo every single normal raid, Heroic raid, and even most Mythic bosses completely by yourself, allowing you to be self-sufficient in this grind and not have to rely on other people or groups. If you don't really know how to play WoW, just use the one-button rotation feature. Trust me, it's good enough for this. If you cannot get into raid groups, just form your own group. They fill quickly and they clear fast. If you do not have more than one account, you will have to farm these one at a time by forming your own groups or soloing the content on the character. I'd advise trying to get 2 accounts, but if you just don't want to get 2 accounts, you can do it with 1 account. Just going to take significantly longer because you have to form groups on your rat alts that are very, very weak, and you'll have to do it that way. For maximum efficiency, use as many Battle.net licenses, characters, or accounts as you have available. Every additional character increases the total number of Transmog IDs you can extract, because every character receives mail loot from every raid you run. You can technically have up to 8 accounts if your computer and brain can handle it. So for example, I have these 4 characters here that I'll be using for the grind. And then I can tab in between my other accounts. I have 4 more characters here. And I have one here. Then I have my main account with my carry paladin. This is going to be the paladin that carries the entire group through the raid. And what I'll do is I'll park these characters at a raid, and every day I'll log in every single character, invite them, zone in the raid, and clear the raid at my own pace. Level 20 is where the raid progression path begins. The fastest method I found when using multiple accounts is to form your own party with your own characters and queue for random time-walking dungeons in the group finder. You can completely AFK your leveling characters at the entrance while you clear the dungeon on your main character. Just make sure every single alt gets their artifact weapon using the skip. This is what actually provides you with the experience buff. You can check at the top right of your buffs for a buff called Infinite Power to see if you have your experience buff. Also, all characters must be the same faction for easy inviting, so all my characters are Horde. You cannot queue for a random dungeon with mixed faction unless you have a full 5-man group. For example, if you have 3 Horde and 1 Alliance, you cannot queue. But if you have 4 Horde and 1 Alliance, you can queue. If your leveling characters are too far from boss kills, sometimes for some dungeons they may miss the experience reward. The main experience reward that we're looking for, guys, is the end of the dungeon random bonus queue reward that every character gets. To fix this, all you have to do for most dungeons is just, when you're at the last boss on your main, on all of your rat alts, teleport out of the dungeon, then teleport back inside right before the final boss. This places your alts at the nearest checkpoint, so they receive the XP. They're now in range. For most dungeons, I was in range of this XP bonus just at the entrance, but for some dungeons like Neltharion's Lair and Halls of Valor, you're just out of range for some reason. If you are multi-boxing, you can use a word pad to keep track of every single character on every single account. So for example here, I have multiple accounts where I have the class and the name, and I need to write down the server. And what I can do is group 1 is going to be Emerald Nightmare. So on these 4 accounts with these characters, I will log into them and I'll be at Emerald Nightmare and I'll be carrying these 4 characters with my main every single day. And what I can do is I can just copy and paste this and create an in-game macro. And this will allow me to instantly invite every single character that is online by just copying and pasting this into a macro, dragging it on my bars and pressing it, and boom, it instantly invites all my characters. You can choose to organize it however you want. This is how I prefer to do it. This is what makes sense to me. Then I have group 2. These are going to be my Trial of Valor characters. Group 3, these are going to be my Nighthold characters. Group 4, these are going to be my Tumas Argyris characters. And I'm going to be doing Antorus last. Use the following route if you want to level characters entirely through raids. After getting level 20 on the character, head to Emerald Nightmare. From level 20 to 25, you do Emerald Nightmare. From level 25 to 30, you do Trial of Valor. From level 30 to 35, you do the Nighthold. From level 35 to 80, you do the Tumas Argyris. These are just the levels that are required to enter these raids. You must be level 20 to enter Emerald Nightmare. You must be level 25 to enter Trial of Valor. You must be level 30 to enter the Nighthold. And you must be level 35 to enter the Tumas Argyris. This is the most efficient path because any character on the level 80 have a guaranteed 100% chance per boss to loot a piece of item. And raids grant a large amount of experience, especially if you have your Warbound experience buff maxed out. If you want to build a massive alt army, you can also level a character to 80, convert it to retail, then start a brand new character and repeat this entire process. You do not have to do different raids. You can do whatever raid you want. You can focus on completing just one and then just go to the next raid, or just try to complete as much transmog as you want. The world is your oyster, guys. Do whatever you want. For Emerald Nightmare specifically, since the level requirement for this raid on normal is only level 20, you can actually use starter accounts, which are completely free. So you can create starter accounts, which are completely free, level the character from level 10 to 20, and then come farm this raid on normal. Since the level cap on a starter account is level 20, and the level requirement to enter Emerald Nightmare is level 20, this is doable on starter accounts. Note that you can't do starter accounts for the other raids, since the other raids require above level 25. Once a character reaches level 80, you can start running heroic and mythic raids for every single raid. Now you can start looting Motes of a Broken Time. These generate normal mode appearances on the armor type that you're on by right-clicking and combining 10 of them. Since one normal appearance unlocks all 4 difficulties after conversion, motes are your best friend. Use your strongest character to carry the entire army. Park all alts at the entrance to every single raid. Just remember that you cannot get Trial of Valor raid items or any loot from the Motes of a Broken Time. You have to actually farm this raid yourself. All loot is automatically mailed to you after you trigger any load screens or after bosses despawn, as long as you're inside the raid at the time. This method lets you funnel appearances efficiently without ever needing to even move your alts after zoning in the raid. Before transferring, make sure you take off all of your gear and use any Motes of a Broken Time to generate any extra raid-specific gear. If you can dual box, trade your reputation tokens to your dual box account that you're logged in. Tab between and accept. Alternatively, if you don't have a second account and you can't dual box, just use your reputation tokens on the character that you're transferring. These disappear upon transfer, so they're going to be completely useless if you leave them in your inventory. You cannot mail these. They're warbound, you're supposed to be able to mail them, but Blizzard hasn't fixed it yet. You can't actually mail these between characters, but you can actually trade them if you have 2 accounts in between characters, like I am right here. See, I'm tabbing in between 2 accounts. traded it to Zaltaz's toe. Turn in any quests. This includes Eternus quests, or literally anything for extra bronze. Eternus quests are good to do if you can micromanage going in and picking them up and turning new ones in, because they provide you with more experience across your account. They provide with reputation tokens. They don't give raid-specific loot, so the loot itself is completely useless. Spend all of your boss currency at Pythagoras. If you have extra boss tokens from the boss specifically from raids, you can buy these minor bronze caches if you have their respective weapons. So if you have Teshalak, Scythe of the Unmaker, all that stuff, you can use these boss specific drops to buy 2,500 bronze caches. Then you can use these. I don't have any on this account, but if you have like a ton of these, if you've been doing the raids, you can stack up on some more bronze. Going back to the dual boxing thing, you can alternatively also trade all these random items if you want to use them on your other account. Since they're going to disappear anyways, might as well do this if you're going to play your other characters. The final thing is going to be to transfer all the bronze from this character to your other accounts. Since bronze is going to disappear, you're going to want to log out of this character, log into a different character, and transfer all that bronze from that specific character. So we're going to go ahead here and try to actually find this character. We can locate it. There it is. Transfer all that bronze. And now we just stacked up 200,000 bronze on this character that would have been deleted during the transfer process. Now, if you have an absurd amount of bronze like I do, right now I have about 6 million bronze. For some reason, when you're dual boxing, it doesn't accurately track this bronze. But I have about 6 million bronze, and I'll probably get a ton more throughout the Legion remix. When housing stuff comes out, for some reason, Blizzard, not sure if Eden has a Koala is like in charge of this idea, but you're going to want to buy multiple items of the housing item that you buy. So you're going to want a ton of bronze if you want to hoard a whole bunch of housing items, just in case you want to use multiple ones, or if they become tradable in the future, or that sort of thing. Can you imagine if Legion Remix housing items became tradable in a couple years and you could sell them? You would literally make millions. You can use the All the Things add-on to track every single item you are still missing. This is the easiest way to see exactly what you have left across the entire Legion Remix event. There's a Legion Remix specific ATT macro that brings up a full menu showing every item you still need. I'll post this macro in the Doodoo Farmers Discord and the @useful information channel under the Legion Remix section. I'm not posting this in the comments or description, so join the Discord if you want to see the full macro. If you prefer online spreadsheets, use this Legion Remix tracking sheet somebody made instead. Just make a personal copy by pressing File at the top left, make a copy, name it whatever you want, then it'll open a new tab, and it'll have all the raids at the bottom over here. It's a little annoying because you have to like uncheck their preferences, track yours. Owned means that you have the item on your Time Runner account, your Legion Remix character, but you have not converted it yet. Collected means that you have converted it and you actually have the item on your account. Use whichever method fits your playstyle. ATT is fast and automatic and in-game. The spreadsheet is clean and customizable, and it allows you to 100% check and make sure everything. When it comes to add-on, these will specifically make your Transmog ID farm significantly easier. As always, you can make @follow macros as well if you're moving around your dual boxing characters. Just follow the leader type of thing. The first up one is Leatrix Plus. This allows a little bit more automation and instant accept invites whenever you're inviting your rat alts, so you don't have to tap target between 5 accounts or 8 accounts or however many you're doing. Q roll auto accept, this is all one word, no space, allows you to instantly multi-box and queue up for random LFG dungeons and not have to tap target in between 5 accounts to accept the queue. All the Things is for tracking every single collectible in the game. This add-on tracks every single collectible in the game. It is a massive add-on. If you have a bad computer, this is probably going to lag you, so use it cautiously. On top of this, it will add an icon and a number at the top right of every single item, and it'll just give a lot more information when you hover over items to specifically indicate whether or not you've collected an item or what you need or what you're missing or what you have. Can I mog it? Question mark. Adds icons to every single item in the game that is a collectible, and it indicates whether you're missing it, whether you have it, whether you have the Transmog ID, whether you have the Transmog source of items inside your inventory. And it also adds a cool little number next to your wardrobe of your armor sets, indicating how many of that Transmog set on that class you have out of how many you can get. After transferring, I recommend doing all of the following. Log into the character that you converted, log back out, then log back in. At that point, go to the top right at your ATT, shift, hold, and left click it, and this will auto refresh your ATT to make sure it's 100% accurate. Let's walk through the exact process of converting a character from start to finish so you can see exactly how a real conversion works, how to avoid mistakes, and how to maximize Transmog ID gains. Remember that a character must be created for at least a minimum of 24 hours before it can be converted. After running all of your raids for the day or however many raids you want to do before converting, the first thing you want to do is head over to your mailbox and loot every single item. Once everything is pulled out, you're going to unequip all of your gear. After unequipping all of your gear, drag your Motes of a Broken Time on your bars and start creating them. If you don't have space in your bags, scrap all of your jewelry. Remember, your search bar is your best friend here. You can specifically look up neck, finger, and trinket to look up the jewelry. And just scrap whatever you don't want. If you're using a second WoW account, this is when you trade over anything valuable you want to save. Your second account becomes your storage locker for anything you don't want to lose. So for me specifically, I'm going to transfer over rep tokens. I hoard all of my reputation tokens on Captain Underpants. What I'll do with these tokens is give them to any of my alts that I want the certain reputation on a certain character before I convert it to retail. After this, I'll head to Pythagoras and buy all the minor bronze caches, get that extra sweet bronze. Then I'll log out of this character, tab over to my other character, transfer all of the bronze from the character that I'm transferring, that way I don't miss out on any bronze. After your bronze is saved, go back to the login screen, select the character you want to transfer, double check your realm list, click the convert timer under standard, wait the 5 seconds, and then confirm. Once it's confirmed, hit the yes button. The second you hit that yes button to convert the character, all of the items instantly get transferred over and put into your collection. So as you can see here, you can't see my other account, but I'm tabbed out. About to click yes on it right now. Just look at the bottom left of the screen and see what happens. Boom. That's nice. As soon as the conversion is done, log into the character. Then log back out. Then log back in. Doing this force refreshes your ATT. Once you're back into the game, do a full force refresh as well at the top right, hold down shift and left click. That way your numbers on your collection are 100% accurate. Now for the best part. Let's see how much progress I've actually made by doing this one character. Before starting this conversion, my Legion Remix section ATT showed 91.71% complete, with 933 total appearance sources left to collect. After doing one full conversion with all the items I gathered, my percentage jumped to 93.37%, and I only need 746 more items. So I gained 187 items doing this on one character. After converting your Legion Remix character into retail, only certain items come with you. All Transmog ensembles, gear inside your bags, gear stored in your bank, all get converted into your collection, 30 slot bags, as well as a 26 slot Regent bag, unlocked bank slots that you purchased on Legion Remix, and any artifact weapons that you completed their quest lines for. Anything sitting inside your mailbox as well makes it through without issue. What doesn't transfer are Remix specific currencies and items. Bronze stays behind, reputation tokens do not carry over, and any item that exists only inside Remix systems are deleted. Gold converts down to a certain amount, and you should always spend your remix gold before transferring, specifically on bank slots. After logging into retail, your character will be wearing item level 655 green starter gear. All of your action bars are wiped clean, and any artifact weapons you actually finished a questline for will appear inside the green bag, the Time Runner Parting Pack. Opening it will give you the artifact weapon and proc the roleplaying. Using the skip does not earn you the artifact weapon on retail, and your bags automatically convert to 30 slot main bags with a 26 slot region bag. All your bank slots previously unlocked in Remix stay permanently unlocked in retail. So if you care about long-term bank space, unlock every bank slot during Remix since that gold gets wiped anyways. And that's the full Legion Remix Transmog ID raid conversion guide. If you follow everything in this video, you'll walk into retail with more appearances in 2 weeks than most players get in an entire expansion. Once Remix is gone, these 1,544 raid-specific sources are gone forever. If you found this helpful, drop a like, leave a comment, and check out the rest of my Legion Remix guides on the channel, as well as my hidden artifact playlist. Catch me live at twitch.tv/KillakTV and join the Doodle Farmers Discord today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.